It is time for me to come back on track. And the perfect excuse I have to become more organized in life is to do all of this before I turn 18, an adult, which is just a few days away. I know that I kind of had a lot of New Year resolutions, but then once the new year began, I started doing a lot of new things out of my comfort zone. I want to bring my life back on track before I turn 18. So that's the thing of this video. Right now, I just had a call with my younger cousin who's gonna be giving NEET this year. And I gave her so much of advice. I don't know if she understood the advice, but I just realized that it has nearly been a year since I've given the NEET exam. To really just be reminded of those moments, certain moments, not just related to NEET, but to be reminded of your past self, your struggles, or the things you've accomplished. It can really act as the main striking factor for you to rebound to where you want to be. So before I turn 18, I really wanted to, come back on track in a particular way. And I think this is one of the turning points for that.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares.
Okay, so now I'm all ready for the day. And I don't know why, but then even though I went on a morning walk, I kind of procrastinated about it. But I'm really glad that I went because it really gave me some time to reflect on some thoughts which have really been circulating on and on in my head. And even though I've not got solutions to all of them, I am happy because I am addressing those concerns. I sometimes tend to compare myself, and now slowly I'm trying to come out of that shell and to really understand what holds value, what doesn't hold value. And it is sometimes hard to be doing this not alone but away from home, right? And it is sometimes hard because there are thousands of other things which I could be doing right now. So like for example, I have a lot to get back on when it comes to academics. And when it comes to organization as well, there's a lot which could be done. So I remember now that even during my NEET days, there were various points where I just felt so low. Like people on the outside would think that I'm doing fine because academically it seemed so, but at heart I knew that everything was just gone. Like I was in an academic slump, I was not progressing, I knew that, and even though my marks would sometimes not show that, I knew that it was not really going as how I wanted to be. So at that point of time, I would just write down anything that came to my mind, and it would fill up pages on why it's happening, why I feel so low, why I feel so moody. And maybe everything that I wrote down, a lot of it was not the reason why I felt so moody, but it was a probability. So noting it really helped me, and after noting it down, it would give me some kind of hard copy for me to move forward. So doing that here as well, just making note on why I feel so helps, and I suggest that to people. So the first thing I think needs to be done in order for me to get organized is to really note down what I want to be done. Because it's not just fine to say that I am not organized or I am not finding a balance. I need to really know specifically what the problems are right now and then try and make modifications in the future. So from the past few days, through morning walks and just through introspection, reflection, I know what is really making me feel like I have messed up my life. That's deep. But then I didn't note it down, and I feel like I will only become more serious and more conscious to improve myself if it's visibly seen. So I am noting them all down. It's just some of them are simple things, some of them are things which will require time. So I also want to note down what I think can be done in order to move forward. So yes. Okay, so basically, I used to have a quote wall back in my room in Mysore, and that really got me through tough times during NEET, and it's still there. It was made with sticky notes, and it just added a lot of value to my room, and it gave my room the atmosphere to have that academic focus. So that is one thing which I want to be implemented in this hostel room as well, because it's okay to introspect, and it is totally fine to, mentally visualize a particular place and act towards it. But sometimes you need to phenotypically represent certain things. And the way I am able to do that is by giving the setting which I am placed in to have that particular value, to have that particular thing which pulls me towards what I really want to do. So I'm making a quote wall over here. It's not the perfect time because tomorrow is Sunday. I haven't even shot a video for tomorrow. I haven't edited it. And even next week, I am not going to be available here to edit. So it's not the perfect time to do it. But then I'm going to do it now, because if I don't do it now, I won't do it for another day, like for a long time. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to give myself time till 6:30, then take bath and start shooting and then edit. So yes. Okay, so basically, I feel good right now because I started studying again. Yesterday, I had like a deep talk with myself. I don't know if you do it, like if you sit down and have a self conversation, but it does help. It really gives you a point of view, a perspective. And by doing that, I am feeling good again. So, yes, sometimes just opening up to yourself really does help. Okay. So another thing which I want to accomplish before I turn 18 is the ability to really build my self-esteem. So what I mean is that it has been 6 months after I've joined this college, and I should be able to understand that not all friendships hold value. There are some times where gaps come in between, and if the other person does not respect you, then you have to have the ability to be assertive and move on further from there. So I hope that before I turn 18 or as soon as possible, I'll be able to be assertive, become more assertive, and have the ability to say no, and to have the ability to recognize which friendships are true and which ones are just there for the sake of it, and which ones hold no value. And what I don't mean to be like I have to, have only those people in my life who respect me, but I have to be able to identify the differences and be able to really come to terms with different personalities. So yes. Sometimes you need to have that high self-control. That willpower should be there. You need to have that clear view on what you want to do, not just in the present, not just in the near future, but also on the bigger picture. What is it that you want to do? Do you want to achieve something for a short-term happiness, or do you actually want to go towards your main goal? That's very, very philosophical and very motivational, but I needed to hear that as well. And I've got myself for that, and you've got me. So yes. Alrighty, so I am now officially 18, and I do see some changes, not gonna lie, not a lot, but then I feel positive and optimistic, and I'm happy that I tried to implement good things in my life. So yes, that's the end of this video. Come back next week for more time out with Aisiri. Bye.